Welcome back to Breaking Barriers. I'm your host, Brisa de Angulo Lozada, and today I am joined by Krzysztof Garlewicz. Did I say it right?
You got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome so much to the show. It is so wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you, Brisa. It's wonderful to have to be here in New York City with you.
Thank
Such
you.
a beautiful day and it's a great conversation we're going to have.
Before we dive in, I would love to know, not your titles or your work, but who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You know, I wear so many hats, and I think business owners wear tons of hats. I'm a father of 6 beautiful children, husband to a beautiful wife who's helping me, and she's blocking and tackling while I'm gone. I own a family-owned business that helps family-owned businesses. And really what the core of my work is helping people make decisions, particularly when we have so much information, so much noise. We're drowning in all of this. And it's that tide that we fight to try to make decisions that seems paralyzing. And to me, that's frustrating when someone gets overwhelmed by that. So in my world, for me, the most fun thing to do besides running around with the kids or going to the gym and training is helping people unpack decisions and make them more simply, breaking it down into smaller chunks or manageable chunks.
That's wonderful. That is so important, especially in a world where we're so overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
And it feels that there's no way through. And just breaking it into smaller pieces to know what's the next step makes it manageable and easy to do. So looking back into your journey, what personal barriers did you have to break through socially, emotionally, mentally, to get where you are now?
Yeah, I look back on them and I think about breakdowns and breakthroughs, right? We seem to celebrate people's breakthroughs. We often ignore the breakdowns, and you have to have the breakdown to have that breakthrough. Right. And those breakdowns, we stand alone. With the breakthroughs, everybody is around us celebrating, right? I've had many breakdowns and many breakthroughs, and each one that happens seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger, but the function's the same. It's the same process that happens. Personally, for me, my biggest breakdown that I'm currently grappling with and still learning from is one of our children has been diagnosed with a very rare disease, currently incurable, and it threatens her life, and it changed our world. She was 3 months old when it happened, and it was worse than a train or a car or a plane.
Absolutely.
All of those things, right? And we have to learn to do our best as parents for her and provide for her, but also for our other 5 healthy, beautiful kids that are also navigating those challenges as well. And that breakdown is leading to the breakthrough here where I can reinvent myself and be a better husband, be a better father, better leader, better community member, and so on. That one has been the one that's most profound to me.
Something that you bring up that is so important is this part where you have to become your best version to be able to change the situation. Many times we want to change the situation, but you mentioned how do I become a better father? How do I become a better husband? And it's working on yourself to gather those skills that kind of starts influencing everything around you and kind of moving you forward. Is there a specific moment where you realize that something had to change?
In that particular situation, or just in general?
In general, because it's something in your life took you to what you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
With your work. And it is not the typical thing that you find, starting your business and all this stuff. What made you, what created that thing of saying something has to change, and you risked it all pretty much to go after that dream?
That's a great question. I think of the way I measure that is if I'm thinking about something, right? Could be I'm working on writing a book, okay?
That's wonderful.
It's hard, especially with me. I start everything, and carrying through, I need to find the team to get everybody involved to help carry it through. It's a relay race with me. I find the trigger is what's what's festering in your thought, in your head? What's that junk or that idea or something that gets in your way when you're in your downtime to think about things? And that helps me then go through an exercise and get those things on paper. And if I can put them on paper and leave them there, walk away, I'm okay. If they keep coming back,
right.
That means I need to do something. I need to either get better at something, reflect, or maybe I'm thinking the world's out to get me. And I used to think that as a young guy. World's out to get me. I'm the one who's right. Everybody else is wrong.
Yes.
But I had an opportunity with a mentor flip that mirror on me, and I had to realize, and I had to accept, embrace, and then grow with that I'm the one that's at fault. Take that extreme ownership, take that inside, and do better. And I think being better and doing better is an always ongoing thing. You don't get better and then stop.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
It is.
That lifestyle starts with every single morning choosing what you're doing. Are you getting stuck, or are you working toward growing as a person? And you started your own business, which is risky, and it's scary because it's easier to go work for someone else and just do what everybody else tells you.
Right.
What was that specific thing that change in you? Say, you know what, I don't want to go through this path like what everybody else tells you to do, but I want to start something. What was that moment, or what was that situation, feeling?
It was going through part of that getting better in the morning thing that you mentioned. It was one of those things where I'm going to get better. I want to do better. I want to have more control over what I believe is most important for me. And at that time, this was years ago, my newlywed wife, where we decided my calendar and my schedule was in control of my partner's. Mm-hmm. And the mistakes they made, I had to own up to. And the mistakes I made, we shared. And it seemed lopsided to me in my perspective.
Right.
Early on in my still learning of getting better. But I realized one day that, hey, you know what? I would rather take full ownership, full control, and full responsibility of all of this and build this my way. Mm-hmm. And even if I have to struggle with it or do it 130 hours a week, I'd rather do it 130 for myself and my growing family than 40 for anyone else.
That's wonderful.
It was a tough move, but it was important.
And scary.
For sure.
And one of the things that I have realized is that it's not, things don't fail because, the people who succeed is not because there are no failures, but because you don't give up. And you fail and you keep on going, and you find another way, and you keep looking for it. So those who succeed, it's not because they didn't have failures. It's because they didn't give up. And I'm sure there's been a point for you that was a low point where you felt like, I want to give up. Could you share one of those moments where it was so difficult, where you're I think I'm giving up, and then somehow you found the strength to keep on going?
I mean, I've learned to say that life is a contact sport, and it never ends. Okay? It could be in any field, in any aspect of your life. Those low points are, for me, now looking back on my low points, I thank God for those low points. They weren't fun going into it. Some of them were by choice. Some of them were by outside factors. But if it wasn't for those low points, I couldn't have that perspective to realize that, again, it's the breakdown that births the breakthrough. Yeah. And you have to get through those low points. For me, one of my low points that I can think of that comes to memory that I'm comfortable with sharing and happy with sharing is shortly after we started our business, the firm that I own, one of my ex-partners came out, and he was a great person until he got really angry. And when he got really angry, he made up crazy things. And he had a lot of time and a lot of money on his hands, but he had a lot of hate in his heart. He wanted nothing to do with me succeeding and surviving in my own little space in the market. So he shortly, and I remember this was a Saturday afternoon, it was my second daughter's first birthday. There was a knock on the door, and it was the state police with papers serving papers and a cease and desist to stop competing, to stop business, to get all this stuff.
Right.
I remember when that happened, I just looked at the gentleman in the door and I said, is this something that we have to respond to right now today on Saturday at 11 o'clock, or is this something that can wait till Monday? He said, it waits till Monday. Okay, great. Took all that stuff, put it in my home office, and went back to focus on my little 1-year-old's birthday, my wife. And even my wife was panicking. I saw the look on her face throughout the day. And I said, there's nothing we can do about it right now. We're here for family. I'll deal with it on Monday. But that did uncover a moment, especially when it got particularly messy. So I was on a budget to try to keep a business going. Of
course.
Not this, right?
Yeah.
But it's thinking through and not being paralyzed by the process, by the administration of it all.
That's
and just
such a great advice.
It's getting through all that. But when it comes in all at once, it's overwhelming. There's many times I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Yes. and in that particular moment, what made you hold on? Like, what made you, because it's betrayal, like.
Absolutely.
And that really hits you hard of saying, you know what, this is too much, and why keep going? So what made you hold into the possibility and not give up that hope?
My word. During that time, it's all of the families that I was able to start building up and provide service for over my experience up until then. And it's all the promises that I made to say, hey, I'm going to be in your corner. I'm going to build something that's in your corner. We're going to make sure that you have a corner man. I call it the financial bodyguard. You have someone in your corner to help walk you through those tough, paralyzing decisions. Because I know that there's going to be moments where you feel alone, but you should never feel alone. And for me, it was a reminder that even though I was going through that whole thing alone, my wife there, my older daughter, my 1-year-old, and we were hoping and planning for more kids. The things that got me through was looking around and saying, how many people are cheering for me, even though maybe I don't hear from them or I don't see them, or they're not saying like, hey, Chris, here's what to do next.
Yeah.
Right? Because they also don't know.
Right.
But they're there. And they need me to get through this portion where my back's on the floor, get back up and provide them, guide them, cheer them on, help them through. So those are the moments that actually get me through the low points.
That's amazing. It's making sure that others have what you needed at those moments and making sure that you can be there for them so they don't give up and they can see that there's a way through. That's beautiful. Because that not only shaped you, but it's shaping so many other people, and they know that you're in their corner. And that is a really amazing feeling, especially when you feel like everything else around you is collapsing.
Right.
So someone who's listening right now who is feeling in the thick and thin of feeling that they're going to break and they're trying to, in their barrier breaking journey, what is something that you would tell them? What is something that you could share with them that pushes them to keep on going?
Yeah, I would say that you're made for getting through tough things. The world is a crazy place, and there's always crazy things happening. And I've learned in my adult life is that the words unprecedented or uncertain or tensions or disruption, they're the constant. We have to learn to operate within those constraints. And actually, when those constraints happen, accept that they actually they're the setup for creating and reinventing a better person. I know there's times they suck.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
God-awful things. But there's a better person and a better life on the other side. And frankly, there's a lot of folks who get stuck and struggle. There's a few of us that can come back and help them break those barriers and get through and get our message out. I mean, the time we're spending together today is extremely important because if it's just one person,
exactly,
just need one person.
Something that comes to mind as I hear you talk is life is not going to get easier, we need to become tougher.
Right.
We need to become that person that can stand and resist and break through this, right? And it's, I love that perspective. So if, for the people who are listening right now who have been touched by your story and want to get to know you, how can they stay in contact with you? How can they reach out? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. They can find me on LinkedIn at K, my last name, Garlewicz. Certainly on my website, prosperify.com, and that's prosperifi.com, to reach out and connect and have a conversation and help get folks through those barriers and break through.
That is wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we end our interview?
Yeah, I was just going to add that, you made a comment earlier before we chatted about your preteen to teenage
yes.
child's experience, and it gets harder, but it gets better.
Yes.
Is what I would say. I'm not there yet, but life does get harder, but it gets better because we get more and more tools in our toolbox. We get better equipment to get through it.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing. It may be hard in the process,
right,
but it's such a beautiful thing because you can see back and you can see like life is so much brighter and shinier and just like more rich because you went through this and you grew and everyone grew, and it's like, I have that inside of me and I can do it. Right. So thank you so much, Chris, for what you do and for sharing with us today so much nuggets of wisdom. And I wish you the best in all of your endeavors and your beautiful family. And I will keep your little girl in my prayers because I know that at the end of the day, everything else goes away when someone that you love is hurting. And so thank you for keep on going, keep on through this, and I will keep you and your family in my prayers.
Thank you, Brisa.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.